Is this thing on? God, I hope so. It's Orange and Blue today. Cecil, Lammey, Andrew Mason talking about your Denver Broncos. And Mace, as we start off today's show, I feel like I should apologize to you again for yesterday's tirade. I've had so many people be like, don't yell at Mace. I'm like, I wasn't yelling at Mace. I was just yelling. And then I feel bad because people are like, oh, Mace is being team friendly. Brother, I have known you since you worked for this team. And even then you weren't team friendly. You were friendly enough. You did what you had to do, but it also, and I hope I'm not speaking out of turn, and if you want to correct me, please do. But when you did work for the Broncos, you also, you fought against the, stuff you have to do when you work for the team and stuff you want to do as an analyst, because I don't think you're a reporter. I think you're an analyst. So as an NFL analyst and a football mind, you really had to fight that. And at times it did share frustration. So I felt bad for my behavior yesterday. And then I felt bad because people be like, oh, Mace is being team friendly. It's like, you weren't team friendly when you worked for the team. You weren't team friendly. So we got to start with a correction today.
Yeah, they wished I'd been a little bit more friendly. I just, look, I get it. The thing that I have found, I get pilloried from kind of both sides. Oh, you're too positive. Oh, you're too negative, which tells me I'm right on track. What I was trying to do, though, I'm trying to just put an illumination into why they're not making a move right now on Nathaniel Hackett. And this is not what I know a lot of fans want to hear, but you and me both, it's not our job to tell everyone what they want to. All right, I'm back.
Ah, there we go. You must have got a phone call.
Where was I?
You must have got a phone call. You said it's not up to them to make sure. That's where you were like pointing.
Well, it's not up to you and I to say what people want to hear. It's up to us to say what's going on. And what I'm trying to do is illuminate for everyone why, if you expect Nathaniel Hackett to be gone right now, why it hasn't happened and why.
Yes, yeah. Modern technology.
You know what? Look, I've got like supposedly super fast internet, right? Like,
yeah,
it's been cutting out all day. I cut out.
Is it the snow?
Twice, I don't know what it is. I cut out twice on coffee break this morning. I cut out a bunch of times on our digital, our 1043, the fan, denverfan.com digital staff meeting today. I don't get it. And yet all my television's over the internet here.
Yes.
All my television's over the internet here, and yet I watched the Iran USA match for 2 hours and it was fine. The stream was fine.
Yeah.
I do not get why my system seems to barf at StreamYard or Zoom.
Maybe it's bogging down. You know what I mean? Too much polling on it. I'm not sure.
I've got nothing else on right now.
No tabs open, anything like that?
No. I mean, I've disconnected everything else. This is just, I mean, it's crackers. I have no clue. And I reset
your modem. Yeah, I reset your modem.
I reset my router 40 minutes ago.
Okay.
So I'm sorry about this.
It's none of that. See, we go through the checklist doing these online shows. It's like reset your router, close all your tabs, make sure nobody else is streaming. So it's what we get. How often have we had this problem in Orange and Blue today. Maybe that one time when James got really mad at me because I was at the studio and is our studio Wi-Fi any better, Mace? I haven't been in a while.
It's been fine lately. Of course, I say that I'm going into the studio here in a little bit. I say that, and it might be out tonight, but I mean, it's actually been pretty copacetic.
Okay. Well, Rod wants to know as we get through today's program, why aren't we moving from Hackett? And also, just a quick refresher. We got other things to get to then. They didn't fire Nathaniel Hackett again today. It's November 29th, and the Broncos haven't fired Nathaniel Hackett. So we could do this exercise every single day. We could do this exercise all the time in terms of what day is it? And they haven't fired Hackett. Okay. And to kind of go over that, Rod, from yesterday's program. And if you ever want to catch up on our shows, you can watch them online on our YouTube channel. You can go there as well, like, comment, share, subscribe, all those sorts of good things. But it's just the ownership group doesn't want that reputation of, hey, they're going to have a quick trigger finger if you are in the coaching staff, and the new coaches out there or potential coaches maybe turned away, maybe turned off, something like that by, what you see in this move for Nathaniel Hackett. So that's one of the reasons that Mace went over yesterday. And again, it's not everything. It's not the only thing. And there are several other reasons. And so we had a nice back and forth yesterday about, shoulda, coulda, woulda. We already know what they're not going to do. They're not going to move on from Nathaniel Hackett right now. He's the coach. Ravens are up. Broncos signed Lamar Jackson. It's not that Lamar Jackson. It's the other Lamar Jackson. It's Lamar Jackson, cornerback, secondary player from Nebraska. He was a Nebraska kid, top of my head. So, yeah. So here we go as the Broncos prepare again, still with Nathaniel Hackett, still as that kind of coach that we know is going away. We know that coach is not going to be here with the Denver Broncos. And I'll just zoom out for myself right now. And we'll get Mace back with, fighting a little internet problems. That's fine. There's no issues there. But this thing with Nathaniel Hackett, it's going to be what it is. And Mace, you are back. We've got you. It seems like you've got a good connection now. And it's just one of those days.
Yeah,
David.
I've got the same. Days. I actually tried to get on my cell phone connection, but
well, that didn't seem to work either. So, okay, we'll get it figured out. No, it's it's something you do when you have these online shows. It's just something that you kind of got to deal with. And it was snowing today in Colorado, so that always makes me a little nervous when it comes to potential internet problems. As Mace, when you feel like you're good, just give me the thumbs up. I can see you behind the scenes, but just give me the thumbs up when you think you're good, and I'll bring you back in. But yeah, I mean, I kind of lost my mind a little bit yesterday. Again, apologize to Mace about it. I'm not yelling. I'm just yelling because I'm just frustrated, and nothing's going to change. It's not going to be different. And, they're going to go lose to Baltimore. Vegas finally favors the other team. I don't know why Vegas, although Vegas always does that to make people gamble, to make people bet. So, that's why they've had the Broncos as favorites against the Panthers, etc. Against the Ravens, they're not. Of course, they're not. And Gus Edwards is going to run all over him, and J.K. Dobbins is probably going to be back, and we'll see who else. Is Isaiah Likely going to be out there at tight end for this team? We've seen rookie tight ends. Chiggy Okonkwo comes to mind, one of my favorites from this draft class, as, tight ends that can make plays against this squad. And, we'll just see what the Broncos can do from there. But Nathaniel Hackett is here, and I could either – I said this yesterday, and I said it about Russell Wilson. I'll say the same thing about Nathaniel Hackett now because I feel it's similar. With Russell Wilson, as I said yesterday, I could bitch for 4 years that he's going to be the quarterback and he's not good or whatever. I could do that, but he's going to be here for 4 years or 3 years or what? Tell me what the number is. Okay. I know it's not today. I know it's not after this season. I know it's not after next season. Now, maybe, as Mace suggested yesterday, maybe in 2024, you've got a rookie quarterback that you're now grooming to take over. You are getting ready to take over at the position from Russell Wilson in 2024. But, the rest of 2022, it's Russ, as long as he's healthy. 2023, it's Russ. And then 2024, yeah, maybe if things don't turn around in 23, but that's like 2 years from now. So I could lose my mind and talk about how terrible Russell Wilson is and how he needs to be better and Seattle robbed us or whatever. I could do this common bitch, moan, complain stuff when it comes to Russell Wilson, or I could say, hey, he's here for 4 years. Let's try to figure it out. I would rather do the latter. I'd rather like, okay, what's going to work? Russ isn't what he used to be, and what can he do, and all these sorts of things. Now with Nathaniel Hackett, and it's only till the end of this year, whenever they decide to fire him, they're going to fire him. Okay, and this further kind of enforces my belief that they should just fire him because it's like you're going to do it anyway. But for now, we could sit around and every day I could complain about Nathaniel Hackett, or I could just say he's here now. Mace, you got the thumbs up? Yeah, thumbs up there for me, Mace, and we'll see if we can get you back in here. But yeah, for me, it's like I don't want to do that. I just want to know, like, okay, what's going on? When could it happen? When it happens, we'll be ready. But like, what's it going to be for this team? What's it going to be for the Denver Broncos? And it's obviously going to be Nathaniel Hackett. So again, do you really want me to sit around every day and bitch about Nathaniel Hackett? Or do you want to just talk about the Broncos? I mean, I know what I want to do. I don't want to sit around and complain and piss and moan about Nathaniel Hackett. I mean, the guy's terrible. He's a terrible head coach. He's the greatest guy ever, whatever I got to say. It's not about your feelings. And I said this earlier this morning on the Audible when I lost my mind again. I gotta have some better mental health, man. These Broncos are not good for that, right? I gotta start thinking about some positive stuff, some good stuff, because the Broncos aren't good. But when I lost my mind again this morning, I just said basically like, it's Walmart that runs your team. You want to talk about corporate overlords? That's Walmart. Do you think that Walmart is concerned with feelings, or are they concerned with business? Now, how's the best way to go about business? What do they do with the business? All that. But when people are like, oh, well, this group, they really care about the feelings, it's Walmart. How many mom and pop stores did they run out of business and, desecrate when they came to everybody's town? Like, okay, there's a reason why they're zillionaires. Okay, Mace, it seems like you're back. Give me the thumbs up, buddy. But like, yeah, when I lost my mind this morning, I was like, they ain't worried about the feelings, baby. Like, that's a corporation. These are corporate business people. They're going to do business their way. And Mace, we're just gonna have to wait and see what their way actually is.
They're learning what their way is when it comes to football. I mean, the one you get kind of indications, bits and pieces. One indication I've gotten is that they do regard the win-loss ledger as the profit loss ledger. And there's an understanding that they already seem to have that when you're successful on the field, the money's going to follow, right? I mean, that's the thing. If you're successful on the field, especially when you're in a league there's a salary cap, so there's only but so much money you can spend, the rest is going to largely take care of itself in time. So they get that. The more you win, the more money you get from TV because you get a little bit of extra when you go to the playoffs and you're on TV and get a game like that. The more you win, the more sponsorships you get local. You can keep that money for yourself. You make sure all those premium seats are sold. You can keep that money for yourself. They get it. Like that part they get. And so I don't think you're going to have a team, a management here that will sacrifice on-field success for making money. I think these people, the Walton Penner Group, have a belief that if you are successful on the field, that the financial profits are going to follow naturally. So put everything you can into that on-field product.
Yeah, and they actually could be quite significant in the revenue streams that you're talking about. Like in this fan base, we know, and I know that who was it here in the chat room? Chat room, what's up? Oh, Alessandro. Alessandro's like, the media and fans are toxic. I'm like, well, okay. I'm not gonna say the media. I think honestly, most of us, Mace, and I'll include us, even though we're different, but most of us are puppy dogs. No, this isn't the New York media. Be around some New York media and then talk about how we're toxic. Like, no, I don't think so. I think we're generally puppy dogs. But fans, I mean, imagine Christmas if the Broncos were winning. Imagine how many Russell Wilson jerseys are just flying off the shelves, right? This fan base will support him.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hearing people that are tweeting at me. They're talking about seeing if they can get an exchange on their Russell Wilson jerseys for somebody else. I mean, look, I always say if you're going to get a jersey, get a retired player, right?
Get a throwback. Go to
Yeah.
eBay and get your
You,
favorite player from years past.
look, you can't go wrong with a John Elway, a Peyton Manning, a Champ Bailey, a Steve Atwater, a Carl Mecklenburg, Dennis Smith, Randy Gradishar, maybe find a way to get a Louis Wright. You can't go wrong. They're not going to go out of style. You know, I think Von Miller, even though he's not retired, is reaching that point too, where
Oh,
you
yeah.
can wear Von Miller, you're cool. Super Bowl 50 MVP, right? You're in great shape. Terrell Davis, just Rod Smith, go on down the list, right? By the way, speaking of which, I suggest this in response to somebody on my Twitter. I'm going to see if there's any traction to this. Trying to have some fun with the rest of the season, Cecil. I think we should make the Cardinals game on December 19th obscure jersey day, as in like whether you're going to the game or you're going to be watching from home or just hanging out. Go to the back of your closet, all right? Find that Bradley Van Pelt, that Jerry Rice as a Bronco, the Ashley Lee, the Brian Greasy. Yeah, if you bought a Paxton Lynch, this is the day to wear it. December 19th, when December 18th, pardon me, when the Broncos take on the Arizona Cardinals, December 18th, that should be obscure Broncos jersey day. You go to the back of the closet, find the jersey of the player that maybe you had hoped for, didn't pan out, and wear it that day. Let's celebrate the forgotten people in Broncos history. You know,
Right.
yeah, it's good.
I
It's
like
more
it.
fun than talking about the present.
I know, and we can go back through the history and why things didn't work out. I know, it used to be a buddy of mine. I haven't talked to him in a long time. Big story, but anyway, he bought a Jerry Rice Broncos jersey because they sold legitimate, real, knockoffs, right?
Oh yeah.
Champion. I think it was Champion 19 Jerry Rice jersey.
No,
Probably
Reebok.
still has it.
I think it was Reebok.
Was it Reebok?
Yeah, because once Reebok got the contract for the entire league, that's when we started seeing everything be kind of standardized. You go back to like the late 90s when the Broncos first got the current template of jersey. Back then, you get like a Champion, you could get like a Nike, you could get, I think maybe
Logo
even
Athletic,
like Puma, Logo
Puma,
Athletic. A bunch of companies made stuff.
And all different varying quality and letter quality. Like, oh.
Because, the Broncos wore Nike, but you could wear a Champion jersey. Like the Bucks wore like Logo Athletic and Adidas, but my jersey, my Mike Allstock jersey, 1997 was a Champion jersey. And by the way, I have to say that was a very high quality jersey as far as the as far as replicas went at the time.
I had one too. I had that one and work done. I freaking love those two, man.
Brooks and they had Brooks and Dunn, Derek Brooks on defense, Warwick Dunn on offense. And the other thing is the backfield back then, because you had Warwick Dunn and you had Mike Allstott, number 40. So we called the backfield WD-40.
Okay. I like it. That's good.
Those were the days. You see my Bucks pennant there from when they won the Super Bowl. So
I see that as well. My obscure jersey that I do not have, but I have had people that actually have reached out to the player who now I think is a coach at a community college in California. And I'm not sure why, Mace, but I really want this like bad. And it's probably going to have to be game worn because I don't think they ever made any. But I want 1994.
Okay.
Leonard Russell, Broncos. Ooh. I want that jersey bad. I've actually had people that work for the Broncos quarterback club that collect jerseys that have reached out to Leonard, just to inquire about it because it's like, for whatever reason, it is my holy grail. Moby Dick. What reference works there? I suppose both would work. I don't know why it would be my holy grail.
The white whale.
Okay, yeah.
Hey, on eBay right now, you can buy a jersey of old friend Will Park.
Philly Will. Yeah. He offered me his shoes after his rookie year when they're cleaning out the locker the day after. He's like, "You want my shoes?" I'm like, "You wear like size 8, dude."
$29.99 currently on eBay for a Will Parks jersey. Paxton Lynch is $34 plus shipping.
They give you $34 or you got to pay?
But yeah, there are a lot of choices here. Oh.
Case Keesum.
Trevor Siemian.
Woo!
$48.99 plus $6.74 shipping on eBay.
That's way too much. Way too much. Way too much.
But if you want to wear a great player, there's a Randy Gradishar out there right now. I see I see Eddie Royal. Is Eddie Royal obscure?
A little bit, yeah. I
I'd
mean, he
say
shouldn't
enough
be, but
times
yeah,
passed. A
yeah.
bunch of Eddie Royals out there. I see a bunch of Brian Greasy's here.
Jake Plummer
Ooh,
would be dope, man. And
yeah.
yes, I use that term on purpose, but like, yeah, Jake Plummer, hell yeah.
I see what you did there. Kyle Orton for $30.99 plus $10.85 shipping or best offer.
Comes with a
Yes.
bottle of Jack.
Oh. Our friend No Sean Moreno. You can get a yellow. Ooh, and that's another level right there.
Oh,
If you
yes,
if for
yes,
Obscure Jersey Sunday, December 18th, you
yes.
want to wear the yellow, the mustard and brown
2009, right?
from
2009 when they had
2009.
the Champ Bailey, that No Shaw Moreno. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Brian
Yeah.
Dawkins, I think you could bust that one out. Yeah, I'm actually seeing a lot of Brian Greasy's here.
Okay.
When I do a search right now, there's a Jake Plummer, there's a John Elway, but we're going for obscure Dre Bly, $46.77 plus $10.50 shipping. There's a Case Keenum right there, or as John Elway would say, Case Keesum. Oh my
Welcome to
gosh.
Bronco Land. Yeah, so you have plenty of choices in this obscure Jersey day.
Yeah, let's have some
Land is
fun with this.
scary, you know what I mean? Like, that's what we should be talking about.
Yeah, like the guys that you had hope for a while. Ooh, who's got the Joe Dudek jersey? I'm guessing maybe only Joe Dudek
Yes, his
has a
family.
Joe Dudek jersey because he
Yeah,
played during the 1987 strike. Kanoy Kennedy, Jose brings up. Ooh, that's a good one if one's out there. Kanoy,
yeah, yeah. Kanoy
number
Kennedy.
28, right?
Fresh herb watching from Texas.
Yeah,
So there you go. Appreciate that,
we
man.
appreciate that. Thank you for joining us, my friend.
Yeah, yeah. And,
Yeah,
and listen, this is way more positive. I said it when your internet was cutting out, dude. I was like, Broncos aren't good for my mental health because I get so pissed off and I don't want to because
yeah.
I think that's a low vibration. Like anger usually is low vibration energy, and I don't want to be about that.
Hmm.
But like, I'd rather just talk about what this team's gonna do, who they have, who's part of the future, and like you and I were saying, there's some interesting stuff. Like, when's the flex? When are they gonna move him out of the Sunday Night Football slot? Because
Yeah,
nobody wants to see him slaughtered against Kansas City.
we might be stuck with that now.
Seriously?
Well, yeah, the deadline's 12 days, except for the last week when it's 6. Again, the only time in that I did some research.
It's 12 days today.
Yeah, 12 days is today.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's 12 because it's the Tuesday before the following Sunday. If it were just Sunday to Sunday, it'd be 14. So today is 12. Yeah, usually we find out no later than this point. During the COVID year, NBC waited until Wednesday, so it was 11 days on a Browns Giants flex in December. But just kind of going back, everything was either 12 days or sometimes 14 days because they would announce it during the game. Now, that being said, flex is not designed to just change games willy-nilly. It's designed to do so when it's bad, like when it's usually two bad teams, right? Kansas City still has plenty of them, plenty of juice. We know that. If you started the playoffs today, they'd be the number 1 seed. So the Chiefs might keep this thing on Sunday Night Football. Much to my chagrin, quite frankly. You know what? The older I get, the less I like night games. Give me 2:25 in the afternoon every time. That's
Right.
perfect. Not
Yes.
too late, not too early, so everyone can kind of get a good, a good buzz and and have some fun before the game, right? I mean, you go out to the Midwest for college football or even for NFL Sundays, and they got like right now Broncos Chiefs on New Year's Day. It's 11 a.m. or is it noon? Pardon me, 11 a.m. Mountain Time, noon Central Time. That's terrible. Noon's too early, way too
Mm-hmm.
early. Yeah.
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 Skunk Life Media says, still have my Champ Bailey jersey. Got a good long time ago. Wore it like twice and put up. We ain't get a frame for it. The Champ Bailey jersey never goes out of style. It's not obscure, but it never goes out of style.
Never, ever, ever. Even if there's a fire, ever.
Huh.
So there you go. I will randomly quote Step Brothers. It's my fancy sauce. So Mace, thank you for making me smile, brother. Like we have a good time on this show. It's emotional, man. The emotional responses from the fans, and I get it, man. I get it why people are pissed off, and I understand. But for just positivity, I
Is
don't
this
want to bang my head.
is this obscure yet?
Would the postman fumble it on the way to your mailbox?
Oh my gosh, poor Melvin. Poor
Uh,
Melvin Gordon. But he's a Chief
uh,
now. Chiefs
yeah.
practice squad.
What in the hell? And I know that the Chiefs like rehabilitate careers or whatever, but like, what the hell are you thinking, man? They get in an important part. Let's say they're in a playoff game and Melvin happens to be in because Isaiah Pacheco's banged up or something. Like, dude, what are you thinking?
Yeah, you have to mention
What are you?
Isaiah
You'll
Pacheco.
fumble away a Super Bowl. That guy gets on the field, you'll fumble away a Super Bowl.
Wow. I wouldn't want that for him. That would be borderline tragic for him. I wouldn't want to see that. But would it surprise me? No.
No.
I mean, it's clearly it's a mental thing for Melvin Gordon at this point. So yeah, I don't know, man. That'd be rough.
Yeah, we'll see. They got Ronald Jones. They don't need Melvin Gordon. If they have any, in case of emergency, break glass, go to Rojo, who's pissed off that he didn't get traded. But yeah, whatever.
He's ticked off that he's still in Kansas City. Man, yeah, you're ticked off because you're with the best team in the league. Boy, that, or at least the best team in the AFC. You know what? I know the Eagles have a better record. I think you guys say the Chiefs are the best team in the league at this point.
Right.
Because
yeah,
they got the
you mentioned
skins
that
on the
number
wall.
one seed. I'm like, who's beating them? I don't want Kansas City to win anything. I don't want Chiefs fans to be chirping about how great they are. Like, who's beating Kansas City? Like, Cincinnati this week will be interesting.
Cincinnati's interesting because they match up pretty well with the Chiefs, and to their credit, they were the ones that kind of put out a template for a while. Nobody seems to be able to mimic it, but the Bengals last year put out a template, right? Rush 3, drop 8. I'm surprised teams lose their nerve and don't do that as often against the Chiefs.
Yep. All right, Mason, any final thoughts? We tie a bow on today's show.
You know what? It's a good day for America. USA won, Iran 0 in the World Cup. Americans going on to take on the Netherlands Saturday morning over in Qatar. And, okay, we're not a soccer nation by and large, but yeah, good to see the Stars and Stripes hang in there. Pretty resolute effort, which I wish it had been a bit more than 1-0. Wish it had been 2-0. They had their chances and they got really defensive late, but you survive in advance, right? A win is a win. So, yep. Go USA, as soccer announcer Ian Dark said, calling a big goal back 12 years ago at the World Cup in South Africa. So,
okay.
Go America.
There you go. America. That's right. America. He's Andrew Mason. That's it. He's Andrew Mason. I am Cecil Lammey. This is Orange and Blue Today. We'll keep it positive for you, everyone out there. Like, we're going to tell you the truth. We're not going to sugarcoat it. This team sucks, but we're going to get to the bottom of things, and we'll be right there for you every single day. 3:30 p.m. Mountain Time. He is Andrew Mason. I am Cecil Lammey. Until next time, be safe, be kind, know that you are appreciated. Stay tuned, and as always, stay frosty.